So in order to turn the indexer on, you're just going to flip the switch that's on the right of the control panel, and then you're just going to very patiently wait for the box to boot up. And then once it does, you're going to hold down the shift key and the cycle start key, which is going to home the indexer just like any machine tool. And so once it's done homing, which doesn't take that long, we're going to go ahead and then we're going to hit 0 return, which is going to bring the indexer back to 0 degrees. And now if we want to select a program, we hit program select and we'll hit the number. The programs are numbered, and then enter. And then if we want to edit the program, we're going to hold down the shift key and then edit. And then we're always going to hit the right cursor. We're never going to go into terminal. And then we can edit the program using the keypad. And then we're going to hit shift and edit to exit. And to download the program into active execution memory, you're going to hit the right cursor key. And then if you want to save your edits, you're going to hit the right cursor key again. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put it in remote. When you put the indexer in remote, that means it's going to be controlled by and talking to the CNC control. And when it's in manual, that's when you're going to move things manually. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into MDI and type in M12, and it's going to index per what the program on the indexer says every time we do an M12. And in your actual part program, you just put M12s in there every time you want it to index. And very often, we have a program that we leave in there that incrementally indexes every 90 degrees because we just found most of the time that those were the increments that we needed to index in. And we would write other programs, but just 90 degrees seems to work quite well. So there are these coolant kind of chip troughs in the casting that run from the column all the way to the front of the casting, and they run under the sheet metal, and that's how the coolant drains from the enclosure back into the coolant reservoir. You need to keep these things clean and flowing freely. If you let them get too full of chips, what's going to happen is the coolant just kind of starts overflowing and starts pissing all over the floor. So you're definitely going to want to keep these clear, particularly where they run under the sheet metal enclosure, because that's where they usually clog up the most. And if you keep these good and clear, you're not going to be having a big mess on the floor. And if you're lazy, then you're going to get coolant all over the floor. To power down the indexer, I put it in manual, then I hit 0 return, and then I wait for it to get to 0, and then I turn it off on the switch on the side. Now, if you've edited a program, UASA wants you to wait a little bit before you turn it off, because if you edit a program and turn it off immediately, apparently you'll lose your parameters.